Welcome to the Ragecast.
So, welcome to episode 3 of the Ragecast. I'm George Souza.
I'm Nelson Philippe.
Marco Honorato.
Jeff Silvera, I think.
Last we checked.
And,
Check. Jeff Silvera, check.
Jeff Silvera, check. Good, we're good now.
Everyone's here.
So, we're Desolate Rage, and this would be episode 3 of the Ragecast. Although I know I did one by myself. George Silvera
is your podcast over, George?
George Silvera has joined us. Okay. Anyway, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to those of you that celebrate Christmas, and those of you that don't. Well, Merry Christmas to you just the same.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes. So we might as well get down to brass taxes, which is the news that's been going on in our world, other than stuff going on. So I don't know, Jeff, if you want to talk about what's been going on.
That's what are you laughing at?
This is the look on your
We just
face
started.
is priceless.
Sure, man. I just got the itinerary here, which looks like a shitty menu at some diner, off the highway. Hey, you want fries and what we think is beef?
At least not done in crayon.
Okay, what am I
That's true.
starting
At
with,
least it's
George?
not done in crayon.
Oh, look at
The
that.
DR
We got
News.
a show coming up again at the Smiling Buddha on January the 25th. 24th, whatever. Who cares?
Well, no, because people show up on a Sunday.
Who shows up to our shows anyway? So we hit the stage around 9. Apparently, has that been confirmed, by the way?
Yeah.
We are. So we're going on first.
We are going on
As
first.
you can see, we're very organized.
Yes.
Looks like a shitty menu from a diner.
Yeah, it does. What? What's on the menu, Jeff? Well, it's a birthday extravaganza with Vernon Howell for $2.99.
Someone's phone is ringing.
And it's a free show as well. What else is new? We never get paid. I don't know whose phone that is.
This is how busy we are. We already got calls.
We're already getting calls coming in. It's as if it's a radio show. Anyway, it is a free. Oh, it's Nelson's phone. Okay.
Well, while they get their phone, I'll continue here.
So it is a free show at the Smiling Buddha on the 24th.
On the 24th.
Not to
Fine, the 24th.
Not to
Fine.
be confused.
Would you like to continue?
No.
Okay.
You can take over the menu. Go
All
ahead.
right.
What's next?
See what I'm in the mood for. We got an exclusive online T-shirt available at www.labelstate.com. George,
Our shirts. There's 5 of them.
Okay. 5
So
shirts.
we've got the Desolate Rage Canada shirt. You got our standard DR banner.
And a couple of nice looking shirts.
The one Nelson's wearing is actually quite snazzy. If you're a fan of Jägermeister.
Alright, we got a Border Jams Volume 1 online compilation CD where we've got a song in there along with Spugor, Axe Minister, Python, Bloodless Child, and many more. This can also be found at www.abortedpromotionsofficial.bandcamp.com, so check it out and give it a listen. It's straight jacket. Oh, I can't remember which song. I know one of our tunes is on there, that's all that matters.
I'm sure we'll be posting that link on our page.
Yeah.
So everything will be also on our website if you don't catch all of this anyway. Some new photos will be up and coming. We'll be updating the website by the end of January, hopefully, through Orgar Media, compliments of Tyson Orgar. And we'd like to begin shooting a music video for Straight Jacket, also by mid to late January. Compliments of Mike Pereira with Spook Layers.
No, Spook Slayers was his short thing.
Okay.
So that's kind of all the news we've got, I guess, over the next little while. I'm sure there'll be other shows that we'll start.
I got some news. The shitty band that's playing upstairs is really loud, and it's probably going to bleed into our conversation.
Oh, it's okay. It goes with
Yeah, so
the underlying
for
music.
those of
There
you
you go.
who are listening, it's not our radio or our type of music playing.
I'm sure George will layer it with some music, but
Yeah.
in case, that's not going to happen. We got this nice band upstairs playing crap.
Wow.
It's nice and loud to everyone.
have it. And other than that, we got Nelson's joke of the episode.
So this is new for us. We figured Nelson has this tendency of spitting out these bad,
shitty joke once in a while.
Not shitty. They're more like, you know, if you're a child who's like 5 or 6 or 7, you know, it's like a dad joke. Like and he thinks it's funny as all hell, and the rest of us just sit here. So Nelson, this is your time to talk.
I'm gonna use the one you guys really liked at the gas station. You heard about the one, the girl that went fishing with the 3 guys, right? Yeah, she came home with a red snapper.
Oh, that sucked. God, that was so brutal.
And this may be the first and last time.
Yeah, I think so. So that was the first and only Nelson's joke about it.
Guys.
But hey, he was put on the spot, so good job, Nelson.
Come on, guys. It's a good joke. She caught a red snapper.
He pulled something out of his
Fox.
ass.
People are going to be asking, you know, when they ask us our next set of questions, going to be like, can Nelson actually tell a funny joke? You know, we'll put you on the spot there. You know. Make us laugh. Good try, Nelson. A for effort.
You know what? A for effort.
Hey, fuck.
So we committed during the first episode that we would answer any Actually, Marco committed.
My bad.
Let me rephrase. Not we. Marco committed that we would answer any question. No question is too weird. No question is too obscure, according to Mr. Honorado. So we actually got 2 questions. And since Marco, you were the one that committed to doing this, why don't you do the hashtag AskRageCast questions for this episode?
The hashtag AskRageCast first question is from Austin Inglis, and he's asking us, what have each of us grown up listening to, and if our musical preferences changed over the years? Good question.
That is a great question.
Good question there, Austin.
So, am I starting this one?
Yeah, we'll just go ring around.
All right. Well, I started off listening to probably Van Halen, the first big band I actually got into. Neighborhood kids were. My brother's about 13 years older than I am, so I was hanging out with all those guys as a little kid. And at the time, you know, everyone was driving their Z28s and blasting Van Halen, so I got into them pretty quick. And then I just progressed from there. Van Halen led to Guns N' Roses, which went to Metallica, which went to Pantera and Slayer, and then everything else after that. So, you know, as far as influences, I got lots. They're not all metal bands too. You know, there's a lot of weird stuff here and there. Being a bass player and stuff, Chili Peppers was pretty cool for me to listen to. Primus, stuff like that. Is it integrated into our music now? Yes, it is. Absolutely. I think there are little snippets of every song that you can hear and maybe point to, oh, that sounds kind of like this band, or that sounds like that band. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about it. Marco?
These guys are fucking loud.
Yeah, no shit.
Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Okay. We had a little bit of technical difficulties over here. But yeah, so for myself, I've grown up listening to, I mean, when I was a kid, my dad would always be playing 107 in the car, and for a long time we only had AM, so we'd be listening to the oldie station. But I grew up listening to Hendrix and Zeppelin and a lot of that late 60s, mid 70s type rock. And then through high school, I was into a whole mix of stuff. Guns N' Roses was probably the first rock band that I really got into, along with Metallica and Megadeth. But in between that, I was also listening to a lot of the hip hop back then, which was Public Enemy, Wu-Tang, you know, a mix of that stuff, even some stuff with Dre. I was listening to the hip hop and the metal, and it wasn't until I met Jeff that I really got into a lot of the more heavier stuff like Slayer and a bit of Sepultura, Pantera,
All that shit.
pretty much. Yeah,
That just opened up, like those 3 bands like you just mentioned, opened up everything else afterwards.
yeah, pretty much. And it just got heavier as the years went by, but I still stuck to, you know, having an open mind and listening to a bit of everything, really. I still listen to jazz even now. But yeah, Lamb of God and Testament and you know, Arch Enemy, a lot of those bands played a part into what I listen to and the style that we play. My preference hasn't changed too much over the years, other than the fact that, you know, I tap into some of the metal bands that are out there now, but I still go back to the old stuff. So does it play a part in the way I play and the music we write? A little bit. Like Jeff was saying earlier, you'll probably hear a bit of everything in my style particularly, but I think every genre of music has played a role in my style, and just continues to grow with that. So that's it for me, really.
I think a lot like what Jeff said, though. It still shows up in even your playing style. It's going to show up in all of our playing styles, but there's really here in the rhythm section between the two of you, there is definitely a lot of.
Probably point out more
You can
stuff.
point out a lot more between the two of you than I guess between the strings. But that's one thing that I hear a lot of. Even the push and pull that we always try and fight. It's very much that
Iron
jazz.
Maiden, a lot of Iron Maiden style.
It's very much.
See, there's another band I didn't mention. I mean, there's so many.
too many to
others.
mention,
There's so many, but just to give you guys an idea, that pretty much sums it up.
But yeah, you definitely see that.
Yeah,
That
and
it
also,
always shows up.
and also, if you've noticed, even though it was my turn to answer my question, George had to take half of that up. You see the trend. You know where I'm going with this. So, yeah, we'll give it to Nelson here.
Thank you, Marco. For me, well, I started off listening to Guns N' Roses. Was the first actual band I started listening. I wasn't into anything, and from Guns N' Roses went to Black Sabbath, and from there went to Metallica, Megadeth, and around the same time that I started listening to Slayer was also Sepultura, and then heavier and heavier ever since. And even up till a couple of years back, I wasn't too into the death metals or the black metals, and mostly because of the music to me as a guitar player was awesome. It was just the vocals I wasn't used to, but now it's like I like it too, right? So you just keep getting heavier and heavier for some reason in this style of music. I guess it just when you play it, you can't help it because it gets so technical that you're like, wow, I wish I could play that. And it's right, it makes you want to get like that.
George, you want to help him with this one?
I'm good with it.
Although it's funny because you mentioned black
There we
metal.
go.
No.
I
It's
know.
just he triggered something. I don't know if you guys saw. Some buddies of ours, Eclipse Eternal. They were able to raise up enough cash to actually start and do the recording. So remember how they had said they were done?
Yeah.
That's their final album.
They're fine. So they actually, I guess, were able. I saw a post a couple weeks ago. They're going into the recording studio to do their final album. So
Nice.
kudos to them. I think that's awesome that they actually followed through and were able to get enough backing to be able to do it. So
And there's a good mix here in our building. Black metal bands, and death metal bands, thrash metal, and
The guys
everyone's,
play- the
we're
guys
all
playing
cheering each
upstairs.
other on kind of thing.
And you got some folk too. You got a bit of everything.
yeah, the guys playing upstairs they're great.
I've heard hip hop once upon a time.
There's all kinds of crap here. It's
Well,
melting
for
pot.
sure.
That's the beauty of music, right?
George, now it's your turn.
On to you, George.
The next 10 minutes are all for you, bud. Go ahead.
Don't hold your breath.
Take my breath away.
Of course, he gets to read Tracy's questions, right?
Oh,
No, we're
Wait, whoa.
Marco gets to read all of the
Really?
questions.
We're getting
We're
to
still
that.
on Austin's question. So
Okay.
my tastes, I think, have changed the most. I grew up listening to Zeppelin, Hendrix, much like Marco, but I was very much into Southern blues, so Stevie Ray Vaughan. My dad was a big Beatles fan as well. The Black Crowes, who I happened to see 7 or 8 times live. That was sort of my influence. I had always had this hard rock influence of Guns N' Roses, and I even was a big fan of Megadeth, believe it or not. It was only up until I met Jeff, that's sort of where my musical, I like Public Enemy, and I like Wu-Tang and Run DMC. Very vast, different styles that I enjoyed and appreciated. When I met Jeff and we started hanging out more often, that's the one thing that I started to notice was my tastes got heavier and heavier. Again, it's the same 4, right? It's the Anthrax, the Slayer, the Pantera specifically. Funny enough, the song Becoming. That fucking song, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just, it was like southern, it was that southern sound, just a whole fucking hell of a lot heavier.
That high pitch.
Yeah, it was. That wah thing, that
What the
caught
fuck
me.
is that? I'm like, it's cool, eh?
So Pantera was sort of the gateway. It was the gateway drug into metal for me. And then I don't know what happened, but I remember Jeff showing me a Slipknot song or the Slipknot album, and you bought it for me for my birthday or for Christmas one year, and that was it. I was off and running.
Look at me, Mark. I'm plucking the coffee shop.
So for me, that was it. I was off and running, and it's gotten progressively heavier and heavier since then. But it's also changed my musical playing as well. Yes. So I think that answers Austin's question. So our musical tastes have changed over the years, but they've, I think, progressed as opposed to regressed. So thanks for the question, Austin. That's awesome.
Thanks, Austin. Good questions there. Next question is from Tracy. That's all we got.
Question mark.
Well, question mark was because we don't have her last name. So
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it as Tracy.
Tracy
so
Doe.
This is a three-pronged question.
It's a question broken into three subcategories here. We'll go through
let's
them
read them off.
one at a time.
Yes,
or would
let's
you like
go
me to
question.
read them all?
Read all three, and then I guess
I'll
we'll
read
Want to
give
go all
her-
three, or we go one up by one?
Read them all three so the listeners can hear what it is, and then
What the
we'll
fuck
just,
people are
then
asking?
we'll attack them
Okay.
individually, I guess.
So the first part of the question is beer, liquor, or wine? And
Number
that's pretty much all that's said for that.
That's question one.
Number two.
Second question is sweet or sour? And the third, which kind of got us a little giggling here, and I'm sure you can see why, is shaved or furry?
Nice.
So
Leaves
the
a lot
question,
to the imagination there,
Yeah.
but we'll leave it at that.
So who wants to be first with these three?
well, how about we attack one at a time?
One at a time for each?
One at a time for each. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, George, take it away, man.
I think for me, it's a toss-up between liquor or wine. I'm gonna go with liquor only because of my
Yeah, I think
taste. Only because of my taste for Jaeger and tequila. So that would be for me. Would be liquor.
Yeah,
Nelson?
I'm liquor as well. I think we're all liquor.
I don't know. Jeff might have a different response.
Well,
no,
every
see,
time,
It changes. See, that's
every time we go
I know.
drinking,
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
fucking Yags and
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Okay. Anyway, Marco.
For
Wine,
me,
yeah?
no. For me, it would be liquor. I mean,
Calabrese.
going out, having a good time, with the boys or whatnot,
Bit of
liquor.
Newfie Lightning?
Yeah, Newfie Lightning. We won't go
Fuck
there.
that shit.
But yeah, I think liquor would be first for me, and definitely wine would be second for me. I mean, I grew up with my family making the wine here. A lot of these guys, I'm sure, the same thing, being of Portuguese background. But
Yeah.
with every meal we had wine. My grandfather had wine, and I kind of got it instilled in me. So beer would come in last for me. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna have to go with my buddy J-Rock on this one. Liquor. You know what I'm saying? Liquor.
No, I'm saying.
Liquor now. In the past, it was definitely beer. But it bloats the shit out of me nowadays. Like, I used to drink 10, 12, 15, whatever beers a
Okay.
night and be fine with that. And just overnight, it just, like, I can't fit in my pants when I drink beer anymore. It's ridiculous. So I've switched over to liquor, and that seems to suit my body better. So liquor.
All
What
right.
are you going to say there, Georgie boy?
I wasn't gonna say. I said.
Okay, so we'll come back around this way. Sweet or sour is the second part of it.
Oh yeah.
What's your
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sour. Sour. Don't have a sweet tooth at all. I like salt.
You like your chocolate though, I know that.
Chips, man. I'm a chips guy.
Marco.
Yeah, same for me. Sour. I never had a sweet tooth even as a kid. I remember my mother would give me shit because she'd be like, eat your birthday cake. Everyone else is eating it. No, man. I'm all about the sour. I'm not big on sweets other than chocolate bars every now and then or Nutella. Guys, shut the fuck up.
Me, I'm definitely.
If you say sour, you're fucking
No, I'm
lying.
definitely on the sweet side.
Sweet tooth view here, man.
especially chocolates, especially Lindor chocolates.
It's like a big sugar
Mail
bear.
them to Silly Nelly at hotmail.com. Okay. Yeah, that's.
He can shove 10 lit chocolates in his mouth, the bastard.
in one shot. In one
One bite brownies are really one bite, or 2 bite brownies.
Pretty much.
All right, I'm of the sweet tooth as well. I'm a chocolate fan as well, but there are occasions, there are certain things from a sour perspective.
They get no more M&Ms.
I know, but there are no more. Someone's got to fill it up. It's you and I know. Oh fuck! Really? I get stuck with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, we're going around this.
We're now.
By fucking design.
That's right.
Question 3.
Question three.
Shaved or furry?
Okay.
Ooh, can I answer first?
hold on.
If you're
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good. If we're talking about my face, it's furry.
No, we're talking about pussy.
Oh, okay.
It's gotta be
Holy shit!
Straight up.
Okay, fine. Straight up.
Nelson just came out with that one.
Nelson pulled the cat out of the bag. No pun
Nelson's
intended.
favorite topic.
Well,
right there.
George, shaved or furry?
I gotta go with shave, Jack.
I'll go with shaved. Landing strip optional.
See, the welcome mat is nice.
The welcome mat's nice as long as it's trimmed. I don't want no fucking frohawk on her fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure there's no kids in the room while we're playing
It's
this.
the parental guidance moment.
That's right. PG.
Jesus Christ. All right,
Marcus.
Okay, let me see here. I'm not too picky on that. I just don't want to be
So
walking
you're
into
good
the...
with Amazonian? Like you need like
I don't want to walk into the jungle, bro.
machete?
Yeah, I don't want to walk into the jungle. I like it tamed and groomed. If I had my choice,
Yeah, no, it was shaved or furry. It was not tamed and groomed.
well, I don't know. I'm kind of in between. I guess shaven is okay, but I like the landing strip. You know, I like a bit of naturalness there. I don't like any bareback going on. It just don't seem right. But that's me, right? So that's where I'm at.
Oh, thanks, Tracy.
Jeffrey.
This is awesome.
I'm gonna go on my own on this one. I'm gonna say a nice trimmed hedge is the way to go.
And I think
It's like, you look at a lawn when the grass is too big and it's like, fuck, I gotta trim that shit. Or you walk by someone's lawn and it's like, where's their fucking grass? So
Yeah,
it's like, you want that nice green,
lush.
lush, trim.
If it's green, go.
Trim is
Get
good.
that shit,
Yeah,
Jack.
trimmed hedge is good.
All right.
I guess
Trim
that
the-
concludes our question and answer segment there.
Thank you, Tracy.
thank you,
for
Tracy.
Thank you.
You really put us,
On the
through
spot.
our
No, but
paces
this is-
here, but that's good.
that's
That's
good.
good.
Vaginal questions are always welcome.
Nelson will answer all vaginal questions
No
going
problem.
forward.
No problem.
It's Dr. View.
Dr. View.
We're
I've
assu-
always
we're
wanted
assuming
to be
it's
a
vaginal.
gynecologist. Always, man.
We're
Do
assuming
you
it's
know how
vaginal.
boring that would get though?
No.
When you get, because then you're always working.
He doesn't consider that word.
No, that's
So we are assuming that this was a vaginal type question.
This is true.
Because really, you can go any way with this.
That's why I said if you're talking about my face, it's furry.
Okay, we'll touch
Nelson's
on
face.
Face? Okay.
You're furry as
I'm
well.
furry as well.
I'm clean like a baby's
I haven't
bottom.
seen my chin in 15 years, so that answers
So
that
there you go.
question.
See, so it could have. The questions could have been that.
Yeah.
He's got a grizzly bear on
But
his
something
chin.
tells me that Tracy
No,
wanted to
but
know
we'll,
other
we'll,
versions.
we'll cover both
Yeah.
sides of it. So thank you, Tracy, for the interesting questions, and keep them coming.
Yeah, so if you guys, like Marco said, keep them coming. You can send us questions to #AskRagecast, or you can send them via email at desolaterageband@hotmail.com. Again, no question is too weird based on what we've seen today.
Oh, no.
And we'll answer them at the next, excuse me, at the next Ragecast. So something interesting that I saw yesterday, actually, and it's strange. I don't know why I was reading through some articles, but they found a song. I'm talking about Pantera, a Dimebag song. And I don't mean a Pantera song or a what's the name of the other band?
Damage Plan.
Thank you.
Damage
Not Desolate Rage is us.
Yeah, I know. I forgot for a second.
Desolate Rage Plan? Like,
Not a Damage Plan song, but apparently an actual Dimebag song. So he played all the instruments on it, and the song's called Whiskey Road, and it has him playing all the instruments. So I was like, oh, that's
What,
kind of
drums
interesting.
too?
Yeah, everything.
He was a drummer?
No, he was a guitar player, but I mean, once a musician.
I probably jumped on his brother's kit a couple times.
Oh,
over
yeah,
the years.
probably.
Oh, for sure. So, and I thought it was interesting, and it just made me think of the tribute show that we did for Dimebag. That Nelson, I have a nice piece of gear that Nelson loves, but you also have a nice piece of gear that you love. Just not as nice, but
Just not a...
Was that back in 05?
it was the first year. So
Oh, so
he died 10 years ago. He died in 04. So we did it the following year. So it would have been 05.
Yeah,
you're right.
okay.
You guys remember the song that we did?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
That's great. Do you remember what album it's from?
Yeah, Reinventing the Steel.
Yes.
We used to call it something else. We'll grind
It
that.
wasn't We'll Grind That Ass for Long.
Yeah, it was. We called it Grind That Ass.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
the song.
Grind
Yeah,
That
yeah.
Axe, yeah.
Won't grind that axe long.
Fuck, I can't believe it too.
So long.
It was, dude.
George got so into it, he bought his own dime guitar
Yeah, I bought the Razorback
thingy
With the flames.
with the
flaming. Yeah.
the flame Razorback. That Nelson curses me every single
Go fuck yourself.
dancing and it
That was the one and
continues.
only time George ever used the fucking thing.
Fuck
No, I used it at our CD release party when we played Serve Thy Master.
You were showing up.
Andrew
That's
was there.
Andy was there,
Andy
yeah.
was there, sorry.
Remember the announcement?
Yeah,
Excuse me, I have to
rockstar.
change
The
guitars.
announcement.
Rockstar.
So anyway, I don't know, man. I thought it was really cool. We never did another one after that. We're not a cover band by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know how comfortable any of us really felt doing
It's
this.
not really our forte. We've always pretty much written our own music. I mean, we've never really written covered a song beginning to end, other than when me and Jeff were back in high school and we were all too dumb to write our own stuff. But, yeah, it was interesting. That's for sure. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I was like, oh. The other thing that I saw is there's a nice little of albums that are turning 10 in 2015. And when I saw some of the albums, it blew my mind because it really made me feel old as fuck. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but we're not that far apart in age. So, Children of Boredom's Are You Dead Yet is turning 10. That's insane. Ascendancy from Trivium, also turning 10. The Arch Enemy album, the self-titled one. This one blew my mind. The Roadrunner United album, which I remember when we got it, like each individual we talked about, and everyone, we all had our own favorite songs because of who had the writing styles, but that sort of blew my mind. Roadrunner United, 10 years old.
That one, for some reason, that one doesn't seem like it's
It
that.
doesn't, does it?
Feels like at the most
Feels
seven.
like it's 5 to 7.
5 to
Even-
7 years at the most.
Even tonality, like it doesn't sound like it's a 10-year-old album.
No, it
It's
sounds
like-
You could
really
play
up
it now
there.
and it would sound like it just came out.
Exactly.
I mean, they had to. It was Roadrunner's name.
Oh, I know.
That's
It just blows my
representing
mind.
Roadrunner all the way, right? So they better do a good
For the bands
recording.
that were on there at the time. Although it's funny because a lot of the bands that were part of it aren't even there anymore.
Yeah.
And then Devil Driver's Fury of Our Maker's Hand, which is for me one of their best albums. That's the song. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the one that I kept saying sounds like Marilyn Manson.
Something the day.
Hold Back the Day.
Hold Back the Day.
Yeah. So I thought this was pretty crazy, man. That 10 years these albums are, and because a lot of them I still listen to.
I'm just
Just goes to show how, I was just gonna say, just goes to show how fucking old we are. So the song for today that we're gonna play is Straight Jacket, and I thought it'd be kind of neat. I thought it'd be kind of interesting because I didn't write the lyrics to the song. This is a Marco and Jeff venture,
going way.
and this is a Marco and Jeff venture from.
This song like 15 years ago, and he's asking us on the spot, hey, do you remember what it's about?
I'm not asking on the spot. I'm just
Thanks,
asking you.
I can remember it a long time ago.
Just true. Fair.
One of us is probably on the shitter for sure.
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely, because that's how we wrote back in the day when when we were going through singers and having one that was.
Like cordless phones were brand new.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why we even started that. It's like, oh, I can take a shit and talk to my friend at the same time.
Yeah, it was high tech.
That was high tech back then, you know?
But I don't know, the meaning of Straight Jacket, I mean, to sum it up, I think, for me, I think the best way to put it is just, that other side of you or of anybody, the dark side, the crazy side, when you feel like whatever life brings you, or feeling like you're over the edge, or you're losing control, things aren't looking too good. For me, that's, that was what was in my mind when we were putting the lyrics together for Straight Jacket. It was that dark side, not knowing what's going to become of you, or how you're feeling at the time. Just crazy thoughts, I think.
Yeah, that's
Feed your mind with what you need. Oh, not that.
It's about the bum. About bums.
But what?
It was originally about bums.
Not Straight Jacket.
Straight Jacket?
the music, the original music for that song. The song was called BCB.
That was
Beefcake Brother. That's big. Oh, fuck, only us. Me and Nelson walking home one day from high school, cutting through the Greenway.
You and Kevin.
Oh, Roberts.
You
All
Okay,
of
so
us were
now
together.
apparently
All
it's
of us were
Jeff
together.
and each guy individually has walked home to the
We were walking through the laneway and there was this drunk bastard sitting on the park bench and one of the guys just looked at us and said, "Hey, buddy!" He was like, "Beefcake, brother!" And we were like, "What?" We thought that was the funniest shit ever, so we're like, "I wrote a song about it."
Want to hear it?
Wanna
Wanna
hear it?
hear it?
Go
Goes,
there.
you know? So that's how that one started. But
So-
then we kept the music after we replaced a couple of singers and whatever. And then me and Marco were like, shit, we gotta rewrite the lyrics to this song. We can't call it Beefcake Brother anymore, so...
So it was feed your mind with what you need, cannot find his sanity, walls keep on closing in, can't remember where he's been.
There you go. So Marco here. Pretty good there.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, the meaning of that song.
Well, even the ignoring his cries, they hope he dies, the rage he feels inside, burning. That whole,
Yeah.
the chorus component of it.
Not bad for 15-year-old.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, and it's funny because it was one of the, when we revamped it, it was one of the songs that I really liked the lyrics and
It's
I remember.
completely different now. The
Oh,
music
the
is
music
not-
is different.
It's a totally different song. We just kept the
No,
lyrics and threw
but
it on.
the lyrical content is what drove, for me anyway, what drove how
Well, especially
how
for
the music
you.
was going to go.
It's like, oh, these lyrics are pretty good. I'll keep them for something.
No, I really
That's
like
how
them.
it
Like, it's funny because I have them written in the book, and I remember I think I asked you, I'm like, "You cool with me using this?" Like, yeah, we're just not gonna. The music's not gonna fly anymore. We need to change it. So we made a conscious decision to change the song. So
So yeah, when you listen to it, you got a bit of history there.
gives you a sense as to which. Interestingly enough, it seems to be. It's on the compilation CD that Aborted Promotions is doing, which is kind of cool because
Video as well.
and it's the video that Mike wants to do. So he's got some cool ideas. Maybe we can talk about it the next Ragecast when we have an actual.
Let me actually talk to him first because I don't know what his ideas are.
Well, he's just given me sort of an overview, but similar to what you guys are talking about, the lyrical content is what's pushing him to get a certain idea in his head. So we'll leave you guys with Straight Jacket. In the interim, you can always go and pick up our stuff at desolaterage.com. And like Marco said earlier, if you want to go to labelstate.com, you guys can get any of our new 5 shirts that are out. We're only going to have them on sale from an online perspective. And I think that sums it up for this Ragecast. So I'm George Souza.
I'm Nelson Philippe.
Marco Honorado.
Who am I again? Jeff Silvera. Yeah, that's good.
So we'll leave you with the Straight Jacket and keep the questions coming. We'll see you guys all at the next race.
At the next Ragecast.
That's the one. That's
We're not starting.
no, we're not.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.